I think a lot of us need a paradigm shift in how we think about dealing with chronic pain. Most of us want to find a magic bullet cure for our chronic headaches or TMJ pain, and instead we need to accept the fact that dealing with chronic pain is a daily project that requires maintenance. And that specific maintenance that I'm talking about is strength training and cardio exercise. Let's say you have chronic headaches like me. This past week, you can see I've uploaded a lot of videos to YouTube, and that has pulled me away from my morning exercise routine. Normally in the morning, I jog 2 miles and I lift weights for about 30 minutes. This past week, because I was so eager to upload YouTube videos, I skipped the weightlifting and all I did was the cardio. 5 days in, I had a very unusually bad headache pain day at the right backside of my neck. And so I realized, what's going on here? Why all of a sudden is my neck pain flaring up? And it occurred to me, okay, it's probably because I haven't been doing my morning kettlebell training. The point is, I never cured my headaches. All I did was I mostly got rid of the source of the problem, which was my poor neck posture and my bad airway and my sleep-disordered breathing, but I never fully cured it. But what I was doing, in addition to the partial cure, was I was managing it well by flooding my body with all of the great benefits that come from cardio exercise and from lifting weights. So think of it like this. Exercise is literally like a pharmaceutical medicine. There are biochemical changes that happen in your body when you run for, let's say, 20 minutes, get your heart rate up, get your fluids pumping. I don't know exactly what the specific chemicals are, but let's say there's happy chemicals and let's say there's pain-killing chemicals that the body produces when you exercise. And this is, of course, not a surprise. God has blessed us with this body that is full of all of these miraculous healing mechanisms, and the body has this innate organic ability to feel good if we put in the right inputs. And movement is definitely one of the stimuli that God gives us, a lever that we can press to make the body happy and to make the body healed and feel good and make us glad to be alive. And so when we jog for 20 minutes a day and lift weights, we get these pain-killing and these happy chemicals, and that can have a very powerful, dulling, healing, therapeutic effect on chronic pain. The source of the pain is not necessarily gone. I still have junked up nerves in my neck, but the exercise quells it. Doesn't cure it, it quells it. So, the other thing is that this isn't an instantaneous fix. You don't just exercise for one day and boom, your pain is gone. Think of it like a Prozac. I've never taken Prozac, but I know lots of people who have and lots of people who do. When you take your first Prozac pill, nothing happens. Prozac is an SSRI, it's an antidepressant. You have to wait like 5 weeks, or at least a couple of weeks, for the Prozac to kick in and for you to feel that new normal, that new change. Exercise is the same way. You got to give it about a month, and then what you realize is that you have momentum. The wheels are turning. The engine is rolling. The train is going down the tracks, and it's steady, right? Give it a few weeks, and you'll see that your body has this new baseline of pain-free status. But the analogy of pharmaceutical medicine is not the only one that I'm going to use, because when you lift weights, for example, for a condition like mine, which is occipital neuralgia, it's a headache condition related to pain in the back of my neck, nerves junked up at the back of my neck. It's not just about the biochemicals. It's also about the mechanical activity, the stimulation, the stretching, the bringing online of that musculature that makes my body more resilient to slouching and typing and physical activity that would otherwise irritate the occipital muscles and the occipital nerves. So the other analogy I want you to think of is that exercise is like lubricating the bicycle chain. When you lube a bicycle chain, the bike rides better. The gears are happy, right? But then the second day after you lubricate it, it's not so good. You got to keep it lubricated. Exercise is like that. If you exercise one day and then the next day you don't, you're a little bit worse off the next day. The muscles are a little bit clunkier, a little bit more likely to grind and not be so smooth. By day 3, 4, 5 of no exercise, now that chain is really starting to dry out. If you lift weights every day, especially if you have a chronic pain condition in the shoulders up, like me, occipital neuralgia, or TMJ disorder pain in your face and in your head and in your neck, you gotta lift weights every day and train that upper part of your body to keep that bike chain lubricated. Then what you'll notice is that you can go a couple days without exercising and you'll be okay. There'll be some oil left in the chain. But by day 4, 5, you're going to be bumming. Like me this week, when I didn't exercise for 5 days straight, I didn't lift. And by day 6, I was hurting, man. I had that old throbbing pain in the back of my neck that could have easily blossomed into chronic migraine. But then there's layers to this, right? Because I've been doing so good the past few years, I did get pain when I skipped 5 days, but the pain was not as bad as it would have been if I didn't have a lifestyle for the past 2 years of training, of running, of lifting. And so we want to be consistent on a weekly basis. We want to train 4 or 5 days a week to keep that bike chain lubricated. Then we want to be consistent on a multi-month basis, because that way if we screw up a couple of days at a time, we don't suffer too bad. We definitely get pain indicators telling us we got to get back on our game. And we want to be consistent over a multi-year basis, because that really gives our body that baseline endurance and that real sense of being cured. I mean, you can really mess around and cheat for weeks at a time and you'll feel it, but if you've been good for a couple of years of training, your body has a tremendous amount of resilience and can bounce back. You can just get back onto your game, have another couple good days of lifting, of training, and be back to 100% in no time. It's really a momentum game. So think of exercise as not only like a pharmaceutical drug that alters the biochemistry of your body and gives you a new baseline of pain-free living, but it's also like a mechanical lubricant. It's like lubing the bike chain, keeping the musculature wet, keeping it online and strong and flowing with blood, and that can help tremendously reduce your chronic pain. And remember, we're not looking for a cure, we're looking for a quelling of the pain. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I will do a video soon on the specific exercises that I recommend for pain management and for healthy living in general. Check y'all soon. Peace out.